Hello again, everyone. Some time ago, on my birthday actually, I went to meet Deb, a card maker who lives not too far from me, who is a gummy pan devotee. Since she saw me using them, she loved them as well, and she is brilliant. And anyway, for my birthday, she gave me this card, which I thought was lovely. And I thought, is that another gummy pan, one that I've missed? But oh no, she said, it's a Sizzix. And I just thought it was lovely. I just love this Japanesey looking stuff. Beautiful card. So I went on a search and I found it. I'd actually asked her but what she had used, what the set was called, but she told me it was Sizzix. And to be honest, I quickly found it. And she sent me the link just afterwards. But anyway, here it is. I got it on eBay. I looked around a few places and it varied in price enormously. And the seller on eBay was one of those that said, such and such a price, buy it now or make me an offer. So I made her an offer and she accepted it. So I was well pleased. Anyway, I started having a go at this to make a card. And then I suddenly thought, well, perhaps it's something that, you know, people would like to see in a video. So I chose this container for like a bonsai or something or other feel of things. And here it is. I haven't stuck it on yet because I thought I should start again to show the process, but I've got some things that are coloured and dry that I could put together in a card to show you. So my idea is just simply having this in this corner. I've got some blossoms ready to put on, and whether I put a sentiment or not, who knows? I don't know. So anyway, I'll just show you what I did. The set, as you can see, has got, look, I've relabeled my dies. They've all got posh labels on now, so I can see really clearly, all in alphabetical order. I've got 32 of these boxes. Oh dear, 32. Anyway, this is the set. You get two
Set the alarm for when?
Oh, for goodness sake. Don't want an alarm, thank you.
Okay, I won't.
It's nice having a friend working along with you, isn't it, really? There he is, bless him. Right, two sort of rounded vases, two, I don't know, smaller ones, and three kind of dishy bowly things, that being the third, and then all these different shaped branches, so you can just choose what you want to go with which. So I thought it was a fabulous set, to be honest. I really think it's brilliant. And there are two sets of blossoms, and they all come together, so you haven't got tiny little dies that would get lost. These are the actual petals, and these are the sort of stameny bits, the things in the middle. So that's where we are. So, right, let's just pop this down out of the way. So, to start with, I started with the bowl. And what I thought I would do is have two layers for the bowl, but just one insert so that it makes a definite sort of difference. So I'll just do that now and join these together. Before I do that, I'm going to put a little bit of tape, just ordinary sticky tape, on the back of this so that I can hold that piece inside. Let's just have a little sliver of tape. Here we go. On the back, there we go, and then I can pop that inside. Put it too far one way. Let's try again. I think I put it a bit not in the middle. That's better. Okay, now I've put the tape away. Now I'll just glue this one on top of that one. I've just ordered a silicone mat to put over here to see if I can prevent glare and flickering. I've ordered a mint green silicone mat just to see if that will work. I didn't like working on the black. Some people couldn't see what I was doing on the black. I couldn't see some of what I was doing on the black. So anyway, so there's my bowl. And so now we've got a definite indentation there because that's only one layer and the outer one is two. Now the next thing I want to do is to colour this. What I did with this one was use these two Nouveau shimmer powders, but gosh, it goes everywhere, this stuff, because it's in a bottle with a little nozzle. It doesn't exactly fall out, and if you puff it out, it goes everywhere. So I thought today I would try with some luscious powders, and the two I've got today are Blackbird, which is this one. And Blackbird is a fairly matte one. It's got a tiny bit of shimmer in, so it's not absolutely flat. And this one, which is called Unicorn Dreams, look at that, which is really, really silvery. And it's got, I can see purples and blues and all sorts in there. So we'll see how we get on. What I'm going to do is just dab that onto some Versamark, because luscious powders and a lot of these mica powders need something to hold on to. Water or whatever, or glue or Versamark, whatever, needs something. So I've got a brush here. I think I will use a little of the black to start with. Let me do it on a paper, on a bit of scrap. Right. Pick it up with some tweezers. There we go. Right, let's put a little black on. Okay. Now we'll try some Unicorn Dreams. Wonderful names. Indigo Blue have the most wonderful, imaginative names for the colours of their products. Absolutely wonderful. Look at this. Oh, Unicorn Dreams. Let me give it a bit of a Swiffer. There we go. It's not incredibly different from that one. What I did with that one afterwards was to give it a bit of a spritz with water just to set the powders, and all sorts of colours emerged once I did that. But it's dried really quite nicely. So I think I'll do a similar thing with this and just give it a little spritz. But doesn't that look fabulous? Looks metallic, doesn't it? I think that's terrific. I'm pleased with that. Very good. Right, a little spritz of water. Where's my water? Here it is. Just keep it away from other stuff. There we go. Now I'm going to put that somewhere just to dry. Can you see it glimmering? Woo! Just going to put that somewhere to dry. One reason why I've got another one to keep us going while that one's drying. Okay. Now the next thing I've got are the branches. And for the branches, all I did was to obviously die cut them, and then I used some, I think this is ground espresso. I haven't got any cut at the minute. I'll just cut another couple just to show you. A bit of scrap. These pieces are the shape that I get when I cut a square card from a piece of A4. This strip comes down the side, and then the rest of the card folds to make a square card. Right. And I've got my new set of plates in the platinum today. I've had them for months and months and not got round to using them. There's a different, to make up the base of the last set, these are slightly longer. To make up the base of the last set to the same thickness, it takes 2 plates. It calls it a platform base and a platform top. Well, those two together make up the thickness of the previous plate. So there are a whole bunch of different shims and new matte and goodness knows what. So I will get to grips with that eventually. Right, I'm just going to wipe that because there's a trace of powder there. Okay, here are my branches. We'll get them out. And all I did was to smoosh them into a bit of ink with water on the desk, and then add a little directly from the pad. So there's a little on the desk, a little water, and just do this business. You do get messy, but that's part of the deal, isn't it, really? Okay, and if you look at that, that's a kind of lightish base layer. Okay, let's get some more onto this one. Okay, are we covered? Nearly. Should have gloves on, shouldn't I, really? Never mind. Right. Right, that's the base layer, and now I can just get some directly from the pad. If you want to, you can do this business. And you get a variety of colour then, you see. Can you see? It doesn't look just matte. If I were to what I'm going to do actually for the stameny, the blossomy bit, is to ink a piece of card first and then die cut. But if you do it this way, you can sort of, you know, decide where the shading is going to go, and you don't get a plain single colour on your die cut. It does make it that much difference. Can you see? Lighter bits here and yon. So I've had people say to me, well, wouldn't it be easier just to colour your card first and then cut it out? But there's method in my madness, as my mother used to say. There's a reason for doing it. So I don't just do it kind of willy-nilly because I haven't thought of anything else. So those are my branches. Now it comes to the blossoms. So for the blossoms, I use my embossing tools. I've got a whole bunch of them, all with different sized balls on the end. And very often these two should I say, are from a set of 3. Can't just see the third one for the moment. Must be around somewhere. This one came with this foam mat. There was another one with a different sized ball, and the end was like a quilling end, you know, that you put the end of a piece of card to do quilling. That's gone the way of all flesh. I've got no idea. That's been lost for years. Anyway, this is what I did. Just press them into the foam mat, simply like that, right side up, so that the petals come upwards. That's all I did, just a quick press, right, like that. And for these, this is one of those tiny little star-shaped things that I've used for the middles of the flowers. What I did, I used Tattered Rose, and I just simply did this onto a piece of card. That's all. And when it was dry, pop that on the top and die cut it. I'm not going to do it now because that's still wet, and Distress Oxides do take quite a while to dry, so I actually speeded up the process by using my heat tool. But when it was dry, I then die cut them. So now I'll just show you what I did to assemble these flowers. After I had used my embossing tool, a reasonable sized one, I used this Nouveau clear drying craft glue and simply put a tiny dot in the centre. I did a lot all at the same time, but I haven't got these little ones cut at the minute because I've been using them. But here's one. So just pop that into the centre and then used a small end just to do that, just to make sure it's stuck down. And that's all. Now some of these are very small. For example, this one and this one and this one. So all I did was use a marker, a similar colour to that. See? Similar colour. And I just put a dot in the middle because they are too small to have one of these great stars inside them. There's another one. There, I could have done another one, couldn't I? Well, I may do. So what I'm going to do now you've seen the process of that, I'm just going to assemble this card. So I've got this is a 5x7 inch card, and what I have done with this is, again, the old embossing tool, a biggish one this time, just gone like this on the back, each end like that. Now what I'm going to do, that's over the tape on the back, I'm going to put a piece of foam tape in the middle like this, and that is going to secure this, what do you call it really, container, we'll call it a container, a pot, whatever, to the card. So off with the backing. There's a hair stuck in here. Can't see it now. Okay, we'll put this, and I want it fairly far to the corner because just in case I want a sentiment, and I don't know if I do or I don't at the minute, so we'll just put it like this, nice and level. Now, because I embossed it, the ends are almost touching. Well, they are just about touching the card, but the centre part is lifted and it gives it that dimension. Just makes it so much more real looking. It's not really real. Right, let me just turn that round so we can just stick these on. And I think what I'd like to do with these actually is just a tiny trail of this stuff. The nozzle of this glue it's really fine. It's lovely. So just put tiny little touches of this glue along the branches. Okay, now this one I have a fancy for going fairly vertical, and this one I want it to be leaning. So I looked at the various branch dies before I decided on these two to see which two I thought would, fit well together. So quite close to the edge, I want it from one side, and that's that one there. This one, you see, I have a fancy for going kind of like that. So we'll do the same with this. Tiny trail of glue. I can see a bit there that needs wiping off. Just a touch. You don't need to squeeze it. It's just what's touching the nozzle. I do just need to get a piece of paper towel just to, there's a tiny bit there. Just get rid of it. That's it, it's gone. Lovely. Now we'll put this one on. And this glue's really quite strong. It's quite good. Right. I think that's the way I want it. Okay. Now, the blossoms, I'm just going to put on kind of randomly, but I'm going to use the larger ones for nearer the bottom, going up to the smaller ones higher up the branches. And to put those on, I'm just going to do exactly the same thing, just a tiny dab of glue, and then pop the flower on the top and just touch. Okay. And I'm choosing to put them where the little nodes are, where the other branches look like they might be supporting a blossom or something or other. Right, here we go. I put a couple on this one. Let's get some smaller ones. Is it another small one? Let's get it here. There we go. Some bigger ones. This is such, satisfying. Just building up the picture. There we go. We're nearly done. Oh, it's a bit big for there. We'll put it over there. There we go. Let's have a teeny one. There's a little one. There we go. Just another couple at the top, and I think we're just about there. What have we got? Have we got any more with middles in? Let's put a middle in this one. Someone made me laugh. They said, "Don't mind you doing it, but don't expect me to work with all these fiddly little dies." But I don't know. I thought I would hate it, but I quite like it, I have to say. Right, and a tiny one for the top. Let's see, what shall we have? There's a little one. Just put a ding in it in the middle. And a tiny touch of colour. And we need some glue. And there we are. I think that's lovely, don't you? It didn't take very long at all. Now, whether I ground that with a little shading, I could do. And an easy way of doing a bit of shading is with a pencil. I'm just looking for, I've got a really nice soft pencil somewhere. I can't see it. I might do that. You'll have to have a look on the community tab on Instagram, on Facebook, to see the finished one and whether I'd actually decided to put a sentiment on there. But to me, that is lovely. I'm going to stick this directly to the back. Excuse me, because I've got a a strip of foam tape behind this. I don't want to make it too high, to make it too thick to go through the post at the standard rate. I don't want to have to pay extra to send it. So there we are, playing around. Got another lot here that I can get on and make another one with. So I may decide to do slightly different coloured flowers there. We will see. So, as ever, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking these videos. Thank you all of those who bought me coffee. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a very, very good day.